Hello guys, hope you guys are good. My name is Sai Bernard and welcome to my first YouTube channel Bernie Tech. So in this YouTube channel first video I'm going to talk about 3D printers, specifically concentrating on draft settings. So coming to the 3D printer, the 3D printer which I'm going to use is the Creality Ender 3. As far as the price is concerned, it is coming around 16,000 Indian rupees, and if you consider in dollars, it is coming under 200 or $220. So as far as the printer is concerned, this is the most cost effective and the most reliable printer for this price, and you can blindly go for it if you are a complete beginner to 3D printing. So in this video we are going to concentrate about Raft settings. For those of you guys who don't know about Raft, Raft is the addition layer which creates between the printing material and the printing surface. For a print to be stable, and most of the, suppose if you are going to print a much huger model in this 250 height, so you need a good basement for that to support. So in other words, Raft considers to be a basement for the model, which gets stuck to the printing bed. So, before printing, I've read in many websites that you don't need refined Raft settings for using a PLA filament. So, coming to the filaments, you can use 3 or 4 filaments in this. So, this is the filament. This is a PLA filament which I'm using. You can also use an ABS filament, and there are so many filaments which you can use with this. And the most commonly used filament is the PLA filament. So coming to the PLA filament, as I've said, so like I've read in many websites about it, but as far as the printing is concerned, I bought it about 2 months and I've just started printing, and the print doesn't go well if you don't have a good Raft settings. So I've decided to make this video on how to concentrate on making a good Raft setting so that you don't spoil your model when you are off printing. So I've also got some sample Raft surface which I printed earlier without knowing the importance of Raft. So what this does is that, so if you're going to print a surface or something, or if you're going to print a big huge 3D model, so what it does is that this is the base addition layer which gets stuck to the bed. So what happens is that when you are off printing, suppose if this layer is not good, it just starts to peel off like this. And if it is so much heated, it just peels off. And if the 3D printer going to print above the surface which you have designed, so this just peels off and it spoils the whole model and it wastes your whole element. So yeah, so now let's just concentrate on Raft settings. So the software which I'm going to use is the Creality, which is given along with this 3D printer by the Creality guys. I mean, that software is so good that if you are a beginner or something, if you're new to 3D printing, then that software is much more helpful, that you can understand and learn about the 3D printing. And that's it. Yeah, so let's go and start 3D printing. Yeah.
Okay guys, so now we will move on to the software for checking the RAF settings. So as I mentioned before, the software which you're going to use is the Creality Slicer. So let's just open it. So in this software, if you see, there are two settings, quick settings and the manual settings, that is the full settings. So I recommend you to go for quick settings if the model is not a complicated one. So in this you can see the material which you're going to select, which is the PLA, and the profile, which is fast, normal, high quality. So generally the high quality print is really slower to print, but the quality and the finish of the 3D print will be much more higher than the other two one, which is the fast and the normal. But if your model is a complicated one, I suggest you to go for full settings and change all the things according to the printing material which you are going to put and the print design which you are going to do. So yeah, so in this you can see many options like quality, fill, speed and temperature, support, filament, animation. So these are all the different things which you can alter in this. So there are also retraction speed, the quality of the layers, the speed, the travel speed of the bed, the travel speed of the printer heating element, all the things. And you also, if you're good in G codes, then you can code it to switch it off once the print is finished and all things. So let's just concentrate on the support layers, that is Raft. um, yeah, so in this you can see many settings like extra margin, line spacing, base thickness, baseline width and all things. So we'll go one by one to look after what is that and how it affects the printing. So coming to the extra margin, so extra margin is the addition marginal layer which is put around the raft, which increases the area of the basement. So coming to line spacing, so line spacing is the distance between the center lines of the raft line. I'll just tell you I have put 0.8 for my settings. So base thickness will be the thickness of the base layer which is put down. So if you see in a 3D printer, there are three axes, X, Y, and Z. So thickness corresponds to the Z direction, which have given it as zero point 0.4 since you don't want to mess with more thickness. So if the thickness is more than zero point 0.4 or something, then the print material might able to fall from it, since the nozzle which by which the filament is coming out in the 3D printer is zero point 0.4, which I'm using. So don't want to mess with that. And baseline width will be the width of the baselines which are put down. And coming to the air gap, so air gap will be the distance between the printing material and the raft surface which you're going to put. So raft surface consists of two layers. One is the base layers and the surface layers. The surface layers are put above the base layers to ensure that the raft is so the raft gets stuck to the printing material with the help of these surface layers. So for my convenience, I have given the surface layer as 2. So if you're a beginner, just go to 2 or 3 as much, and you can learn much about on how the surface layer affects the 3D printing. And here is the surface layer thickness, which is obviously the thickness of the layer, and the line width is the distance between, I mean, the width of the printing material which has been laid down. So yeah, so I think you have to concentrate on this to get a better base layer. So let's go, like I will just show you on why I have put the settings and all the things to give you a better explanation on this.
Okay guys, so here I will explain you about the different setting which I have shown you in the raft options in the Creality Slicer software. So first we'll go on to line spacing. So line spacing, to be more specific about that, if you see the printer from the top view, so this is the printing bed. So what it does is that the printer starts to print once you switch on the model which you're going to print. So it will be it starts to print like this. So line spacing is the distance between these two lines. So spacing, which have given it as 0.8 mm. And coming to next, which is the base thickness. So if you see the printer from the side view, and as I told you, the printer has 3 direction, which is X, Y, and Z. So if you see from the top view, this will be the X direction, this will be the Y direction, and from the side view, this will be the Z direction. So in the Z direction comes the base thickness. So here the printer puts the plastic element onto the bed surface. So it puts it, and if you see it from the side here, so this will be the thickness of the layer which is going to be print onto the bed. So this have given it as 0.4, since the nozzle size of the printer which I'm using is 0.4 mm. So suppose if you are going to increase it to 0.9 or something, what it does is that it puts another layer onto this, so which doesn't suppose if the thickness is too much higher, then this might fall off, or it just produces a clumsy surface. So you don't want to mess with that. It will be better if you keep it as 0.4 or the maximum nozzle size which you are using. And coming to the, so this will be the base thickness which I explained. So then you can see about the baseline width. So baseline width is specifically the width of the, if you see it from the top view, right? So say, so this will be the surface, so this will be the width of the line which is being produced. So here, if you would have seen in the thing, I had given it as 0.9 mm. So the reason is that, so since the spacing will be 0.8 mm and this will be 0.9 mm, what happens is that you could be able to produce a more closer surface like this, so that it doesn't have more gap at all. So the raft layer will be as much close as possible and as much addition as possible. So if this is the printing bed, and if you see the raft layer like this, then this will be the uh, most addition layer which is been to the printing bed. So yeah, so the more the amount of surface area, more the grip. So here, so I hope that you would have understood about the importance of the raft layer now with this simple line, that is more the amount of surface, more the grip. So what you will be making sure is that you will be putting your raft surface as much close as possible and much as area as possible depending on the model, so that it doesn't affect your model in halfway. Yeah. So generally, what we need to achieve is that the contact area should be as high as possible, so that the addition will be good. Yeah. And coming to the surface layers, so surface layers are the layers which are put above this base layer. So this just surface layer just ensures that there is a contact between the, suppose if you're printing a square like this, so this will be the Z, and if you see the printer from the side view, so this will be the bed, and this will be the raft. So surface layer just ensures that there is a contact between the printing material and the raft. So as I said, you can put as many layers as you want, and you can learn on how it just affects the thing. And you can also specify the thickness and the width for the surface layers in the software, and notice the difference on the printing grip and the other things. So hope you guys understand about the raft settings and all the other things about the importance of the surface layer and the other things. So I'd like to show you guys about the raft layer which I printed using those settings. So this is the raft layer for a wishbone for my RC car. So as you can see in this raft layer, the layers are so enclosed within it so that there is no gap, and the amount of contact layer increases. So the print was wonderful and there was no peeling off or something like that. And I also have some failed prints before that, which I came to know that there is not enough contact layer for this to be so to be in contact with the printing bed. So yeah, so in simple words, more the contact layer, the better the printing material gets stuck onto the printing bed. And also make sure that while you're printing, the printing bed temperature you maintain about 60 to 70 degrees C, so that the plastic has um, some sticky properties to be ensured, so that it gets stuck to the printing bed. And with this, I've also printed some 3D 3D printing materials. So actually this was printed by my brother. So this is one of the things. So looks good, right? So here is a giraffe which is also printed by my brother. So this was printed as a single design. So if you could design it properly, then it is you could able to achieve this kind of things. I mean, this was printed in a single print. As you can see here, the head looks little bit creepy, right? And here, my favorite one, Groot. Oh. So this was broken while taking out of the printing bed or something, but the quality looks really good in this. So you can see the thing, the amount of cravings and the other things which has been put onto this. And the last and the most creepiest one. This is the octopus. So as you can see, this was also made in a single print. So this looks really good and looks a little bit creepy too, if you could get a closer view on this. So yeah, this is all about the 3D printing. Yeah.
12 o'clock midnight.
So guys, as you can see, the raft layer is somewhat held more rigidly than I ever expected. So this is good. So hope you guys like the video, and so like if you are willing to share any comments on it, just drop down in the comment box. And if you have any doubts or something, I'll just post my mail ID in the description, and so you can mail to me at any time, and I'll try to answer every one of that. And if you like this video, please like, and if you are willing to get more different technical stuffs on this, just subscribe to this channel, Bernie Tech. And yeah, so I would also be posting some different videos in the upcoming days about different technologies, and the different stuffs which is used for printing various structures, various materials, and all the things. So yeah, hope you guys will enjoy it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.